Hello, this is Mrs. Burnett. This video is going to start a series of videos about measuring motion. This video is over speed and how we calculate speed. Make sure you take your notes. You will have quiz questions at the end, so you will need to make sure you're ready for your quiz when you come to class. Let's get started. Okay, so first we need to talk about measuring distance. Remember that we measure distance in meters. Meters are the international unit for measuring distance. Remember they have variations. We can measure in centimeters or millimeters, okay, but the basic unit is the meter. So if you look down here at our bug, okay, we would measure him in millimeters because he's very small. Okay. If you look at a Olympic-sized pool, that is 50 meters. Okay, so to kind of give you a reference for how big a meter is. When we calculate speed, we use the formula distance traveled divided by the amount of time it took. So you will see it written S equals D divided by T. So that simply means speed equals distance divided by time. Okay. If you were going to calculate this outside of using the calculator, okay, it would look like speed equals distance divided by time. Okay. Make sure you write all of these different choices in your notes so that you can use them. Remember that this number here, your distance number, will not always be your smallest number. Okay, so but the distance will always go in the box because it comes first. Okay, remember we can also use this formula triangle. We saw this triangle when we did density. It's just another way to help us remember, and if you can remember this triangle, you can solve any kind of speed, time, or distance question that you have. So this, remember, is speed equals distance divided by time. Okay, remember that this line right here means divided by. Okay, distance divided by time or distance divided by speed. This line right here means multiply. Okay, so remember we will cover up whichever one we are looking for. So if we're looking for speed, we will cover up speed, and that gives us distance divided by time. If we are looking for distance, then we will cover up distance, and that will give us speed times time. And remember, if we are looking for time, we'll cover it up, and that gives us distance divided by speed. Okay, so this formula can be very helpful on tests or on assignments to help you remember which formula you need to use. All right, our units for speed. Well, this depends, but it will always be your distance unit divided by your time unit. So just like when we did density, okay, it'll be your distance unit slash your time unit. So some examples. In cars, we use miles per hour. That's what that slash means. Slash means per. So miles per hour. Jets, like airplanes, would use kilometers per hour. Snails, since they are very small and move very slow, would use centimeters per second. And most falling objects, we use meters per second unless they're falling a very, very small distance. So if we are calculating speed, okay, if I travel 100 kilometers in 1 hour, then I have a speed of what? Well, if I write down my speed formula, I have speed equals distance divided by time. I have speed equals my distance. I travel 100 kilometers. So that's 100 kilometers divided by my time, which is 1 hour. 1 hour. Then I will do 100 divided by 1, okay, will give me 100 kilometers per hour. Okay, so my answer would be 100 kilometers per hour. So let's try this one down here at the bottom. It says if I travel 1 meter in 1 second, then I will have a speed of, well, let's write my speed formula again. Speed equals distance divided by time. So speed equals, my distance is 1 meter, 1 meter, divided by my time, which is 1 second. So that's 1 second. Okay, come over here, I put my distance under the box, 1 divided by 1. Okay, will give me 1 meter per second. So now when we talk about average speed, speed is not usually constant. Okay, for example, cars go and stop regularly. Okay, runners go slower uphill than downhill. Speed is constantly changing. So we usually talk about average speed, and that is our total distance traveled over the total time it took will give us the average speed. So if I wanted to write that as a formula, I would say my average speed equals total distance divided by total time will give you my average speed. So calculating average speed, it took me 1 hour to go 40 kilometers on the highway. Then it took me 2 more hours to go 20 kilometers using the streets. So if I'm looking at my average speed, okay, the first thing I need to do is look at my total distance. So if I come over here, I will say my total distance will be 40 kilometers plus 20 kilometers is 60 kilometers. Okay. And my total time will be 1 hour plus 2 hours gives me 3 hours. So to find my average speed, I will do my total distance, which was 60 kilometers, divided by my total time, which was 3 hours. So I come over here and I can do 60 divided by 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, gives me 0. I bring down my 0. Okay, 3 times 0 is, or 3 will go into 0 0 times. 3 times 0 is 0. Okay, gives me the end. So my average speed will be 20. Okay, bring down my distance unit, which is kilometers. Bring down my divided sign, per. Bring down my speed unit, hour. So my average speed equals 20 kilometers per hour. Okay, so here's a question for you. I traveled 25 kilometers in 10 minutes. How many meters have I traveled? Okay, this is one of your quiz questions. Okay, here's another one of your quiz questions. I ran 1,000 meters in 3 minutes, then ran another 1,000 meters uphill in 7 minutes. What is my average speed? Alright, so we're at the end of this video. Make sure you've answered your questions. You may have to go back in the video to watch something. That's fine. Don't forget you will have a quiz over this when you come to class on the day that it is due. If you have any questions, please feel free to come see me, and I will see you in class. I hope you have a great day.